Have you ever wondered what the secret to ultimate creativity is? To truly innovative, world changing ideas? What if ideas don't come from you, but to you? Today, we'll be discussing how to access cosmic level creativity to create the most high vibrational ideas possible. To have you understand this concept, I first must explain the two types of ways of creating. Let's start with the way that most people create, which is through the ego mind. The ego mind is our own mental creations, and these are usually limited to just recreating things we have already seen, past experiences, or things from our culture. And so, since we are creating from reiterations of these things, it's often very limited and it's not as innovative. The ego mind can be clever, but it's rarely transcendent. Now, there's this other form of creating, which is using the cosmic mind, tapping into cosmic creativity. This is where we transcend our individual thinking mind and tap into the creativity of the universe, which is infinite, boundless, and very high frequency. This is where all truly innovative, world changing ideas originate from. And oftentimes, this is a process of not thinking, but receiving ideas. An analogy for this is that the ego mind is like the radio, and the cosmic mind is like the station. And the way we tap into it, we dial into that station, is through stillness, inner quietness, allowing space to be able to hear the things from the cosmic mind, to be able to see the things and receive the ideas. The reason most people never access the cosmic level ideas is because they have too much inner chatter. Their mind is far too loud to be able to hear anything else. It's like attempting to hear a whisper in a storm. If it's very loud, it's very hard to hear that whisper. So we must find that inner stillness in ourselves so we can access our true creative potential. Because in the current world, we're always doing, thinking, scrolling, and rarely do we stop and find silence. But the ones that do are the ones that change the world. Sometimes people tap into this without even knowing. Some of the most innovative ideas have come from stillness, even if the creative did not know it was from that. For example, Einstein was said to find moments of stillness, of quietness, and he was a very spiritual person, and that's how he received these very world-changing ideas that made him the person that we know today. So we must find ways to quiet the inner chatter. And this stillness is not nothingness. It is the womb of emptiness for cosmic creativity, for transformational things. So we're just becoming empty, vast, infinite, so that we can tap into these ideas. Now, the thing with becoming a vessel for cosmic creativity, for the ideas of the highest good, is we must find a method for accessing this stillness. Now, each individual creative has their own method or methods that work for them. And really, there are infinite methods. There are so many methods, but I'll mention some of my favorites. Some of my favorites are meditation, being in nature, breath work, chanting, mindful movement, or simply letting go. These are all ways of quieting the mind. Now, what I recommend to unlock your ultimate creative potential is to try out some of these methods and see which one works best for you. For me, for example, I like working with a variety of methods, but I know other creatives that have a particular method that works for them and that's their method. and they just develop that very deeply. At first, all these methods can take some skill. For example, meditation. It's like the first time we try to play the piano, we're not very good. Same with meditating. First time, it's not going to be perfect. It takes practice. It's like the first time we get on a bike, first time we fall down. Same with meditation. The first time we may try it, we might not be able to quiet the thinking mind. But the more we develop that skill, the more we strengthen our mindfulness muscle, the better we're going to be able to find that inner quietness, that inner stillness, so that we can receive those creative ideas. So, what happens when you tap in? How do you know if you're accessing cosmic level creativity? First and foremost, this often will come with the feeling of receiving, of downloading instead of you thinking it out. So it arises from that quietness. You'll receive it. It's often also characterized by the feeling of a flow state where time is distorted, where you lose track of time, that feeling. And we can feel a lot of bliss, a lot of peace when receiving these cosmic level ideas. In essence, you're becoming a pure, clean vessel so you can receive the highest vibrational ideas possible. And this involves making the art of creating into a spiritual practice, into a divine practice, looking at it like that. And setting strong intentions, practicing daily. And this can look like, for example, grabbing a paper and pen, putting it by your meditation cushion, setting the intention very clearly, say, Universe, Source, God, I am going to meditate to attempt to receive an idea. And I do this for the highest good to try to help the world, to raise the collective consciousness. Saying that is very helpful. It shows you're genuine, that you're not trying to do this for unpure reasons, for money, for fame, for virality, but truly from your heart center express that you're doing this for the highest good. And then quiet down, close your eyes, relax your body, find your stillness, and become empty and open. Allow things to arise without judgment, without expectations. And it can be faint at first, perhaps a faint image, a word, a faint sound. But the more you do this, the more HD and vivid these ideas are going to get. And right after you finish your method, write it down. Write down your idea. This is a way of acknowledging that you received it, of honoring the idea. If your method is, for example, being in nature, if you're going on a walk or you're about to do breath work, write the idea you received down, even if it's an idea you don't feel like you'll bring into full fruition. Still, honor it by writing it down, even if it's just a rough sketch, a word, a sentence, melody. Write it down. It's telling the universe that you're listening, that you're available, that you're open, you're paying attention, you're honoring that download. So keeping a journal with you is very important because very oftentimes these downloads are like dreams. At first, they can be very faint or vivid, but the more time goes by after you receive them, the more they fade. So we want to capture them while they're fresh in our mind to try to capture as much as we can from what we receive. So time is of essence. Write them down as soon as you get them. Of course, if you're meditating or doing breath work, come out of it gently, but right after, write them down. And that's going to help you capture as much of the idea that you received as possible. So a really good thing to do is to practice the various methods and keep a journal with you. Set strong intentions and show up daily if possible. In my personal experience, one of my favorite methods is meditation, but I work with a lot of methods. And the more I work with these methods, the more that door is open between me and cosmic creativity. And the more these ideas just come through, even in very mundane moments. When I'm washing dishes, randomly I'll just receive a beautiful HD, incredible vision for an artwork or for a poem. I'll start to receive the poem. And being a good vessel for cosmic creativity and honoring that download, I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll go write it down as soon as I can. And that has allowed me to receive over time better and more powerful ideas. And I am so honored to be able to dedicate my life work to creating those ideas and bringing them to life and sharing them with the world with the hopes of raising the collective consciousness. So I invite you today, very simply, just spend even 1 minute taking a deep breath, finding inner stillness, and seeing what comes up. Just being open and available to hear cosmic creativity. And if you receive an idea that feels like a download, write it down, honor it, and you'll see that the ideas are going to become more and more powerful over time and more HD. And if you would like to deepen your cosmic creativity practice, I teach one-on-one online classes where I work specifically with you and your current circumstances to unlock your ultimate creativity. I also do group online classes every full moon where we work together as a community to connect to cosmic creativity, create together, and share with each other our ideas. If either of those interests you, check them out in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Namaste.